Hi guys, East Coast FPV here. So, I have an update on my hot motor saga. Well, and in the background there's a family of deer laying in the grass over there. But since these GoPros have like no zoom, I doubt you can see them little brown spots. And I have no viewfinder, so I don't know where I'm pointing the camera. So anyway, so I did a bunch of work, and I kind of thought it was the Emax motors. Okay, these motors here that I put on my Copus 1, whatever. And I thought maybe it was because they were pulling a bunch of current, which, yeah, I think they are pulling a bunch of current. But I also was reading up on stuff saying that notchier motors are going to be warmer. They are going to run warmer. And these are pretty notchy motors. I mean, with my limited experience with motors, they're pretty notchy. They're not smooth like the Air 40s or my DYS motors on my Dark Max are smooth. And these are my old Shuriken 250, 2250. I mean, yeah, 2205, 2550 motors, and they're smooth too. They're not notchy at all. Now, all those the Shuriken 250 is since retired. It was starting to have problems. I couldn't figure out what it was wrong, so I replaced all the motors on it, and the problem didn't go away. So essentially, these motors are pretty brand new. They are Hollybro branded, and so I put them on the iFlight frame because I moved the Air 40s off of the Copus and put the Emax motors on the Copus. And I thought that the motors weren't as warm on the Copus. I mean, they were still getting warm. Sorry guys, sorry. They weren't as warm as on the iFlight, but honestly, it may have just been perception, because as I flew it, I noticed, yeah, they were still warm. But I flew the iFlight, like 3 batteries through it, and the motors are cool, like the Air 40s, like my Dark Max DYS motors, like the, everything else that I've flown. My Baby Hawk R has hot motors when it's done, and those are notching motors. So honestly, I think it's just the notchiness of the motors, and that's just how these motors run. There's nothing I could do. I played with all the filter settings. I tried everything, and they were still warm. I could still touch them, but that's what I was saying when I didn't have experience with that before. All my motors ran cool. So that's why I was concerned, especially when I dropped like $100 on the motors, and then I got the whole setup, the 4-in-1 Tico 32, 35 amp ESC, the Hollybro all-in-one, the outlateral, the frame. I had a lot of money wrapped up in that first build. It really concerned me that I was getting more motors. So anyway, I'm happy to report that there's nothing wrong with the stack. The ESCs or the flight controller or the VTX, there's nothing wrong with any of that stuff. My Runcan Swift Mini is doing fine too. So now that I know that, I am not happy with the performance of the 2205 motor. It doesn't give me the grunt that the Emax motor gives me. I love it, although it's way more efficient on batteries, so it would be kind of nice to have one quad for efficient flying when I want to just kind of putt around and have a longer flight, and then have one that's really good for ripping now that I have the Copus taken care of. But I already have the Dark Max, so that can be my long flight time quad. And I think what I'm going to do, now that I know, it was a lot of work. I didn't want to buy new motors and put it on here and have it happen again and then be like, wow, I need to get a new whole stack, something's going on. So now that I know that it's not the stack and everything works great with it, I think I'm going to try some 2306 motors. But again, I don't have a bunch of money to drop. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try those Sam Cooke DYS motors, the cheapy ones. They're like $10 a motor, the 2306 versions. Let me know if you guys have any experience with that. But I think I'm going to try that, a 2306 next, to see how I like the difference between the 2207 and the 2306. But yeah, so I guess I can get on the fly-in and not worry about the motor temps, because that was really killing me for the last few weeks, trying to work that out, and I wasn't really able to enjoy my flying. I did flash just last night, actually this morning. I flashed the Betaflight 3.4, the new release candidate. I mean the new released version, and I got off the candidates ones. I actually have, you know, the new one out. So it seems to be flying on that. And now I'm gonna try the Compass with the new Betaflight and see how that goes. But I know the motors are gonna be warm, and that's just the nature of those motors, I suppose. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. If you have any input, leave the comments below. Appreciate it. Have a good one. See you later.